first duel of the evening. We got Althen, which makes you think of Athaman for like a quick second, but it's not. It's Althen, his own man. We got Billy in the back waiting for his go. We got Kajix on the standby as a human rogue, looking good. Christina turning back into the 5v5 duels, and Naze waiting to go at it as a warlock this time. Actually, Naze was always warlock. I guess I meant to say demonology, because he's not really affliction, is it not? Gonna be first up, isn't Kainu? It's gonna be Kainu as a marksmanship hunter. Interesting glitch in the back for Sam. We got Slazer, it's a Jiro. We got us Yanha. Yaxna? Hold on, I'm gonna figure out what his name is. Big slammer jammer out of the paladin. Quick. Looks like a knockback by the marksmanship hunter for a second. Got himself a double jump. Ready to go. Body shot. Stop it. The paladin in distracts. Kainu may have to pop extra defenses as the paladin does. Cover himself with a protective barrier. Looks like he's going to be able to slam down Kainu. Unless this man gets some more tricks up his sleeve. Try to see if he can slow down the paladin quite a bit. Maybe was that a chimeric? The paladin was slowed down by quite a bit. Quick camo by Kainu is going to be able to recover a lot of health. The eyes are not up so for Althen unless he just randomly finds Kainu. Or maybe sees his little pigeon boy, the pigeon friend, walking around, waddling next to him. Finally passing the sippy cup. Unless he sees either one, there's no way for him to find. The bubble has been used only as a blessing of protection to try to save him. As the hunter's skulking over to the right-hand side, dropping down to freeze the trap. Keeping the hump paladin exactly where he needs him. Aim shot, no bust rate. It's going to be a pretty big hit. Does get a sizable damage in there. Athen is going to go for a little bit of line of sight. The carrying arrow doesn't quite connect as Athen doesn't take the bait. It's going to be a hammer of justice onto Kainu, who is trying to see if he can maybe reposition towards the pillar. Knocking back the paladin for a second. Looks like paladin is out of mobility. Body shot. The only thing that can free him is a hand of freedom. Kainu does get himself super low with them judgments. That's going to be a double tap onto Athen. Does he have an interrupt? Looks like maybe tried to. No, he did not try to interrupt. Could potentially interrupt him right here. It's going to be a interrupt last second with the kill shot. Oh, and Kainu does end up sniping out the paladin, but he's left with no health whatsoever. With Naze hoping to get himself a curse of exhaustion onto the hunter, not giving the boy an opportunity to reset. Gonna be the pet charging out with an immediate stun, locking him down. It looks like Naze just needs to get some demon dog is in there. Kainu does have an exhilaration the last second. The pets are not attacking him. The demon dog is actually not attacking him. Maybe Kainu could give himself a bit of a reset. Does have a curse on him. I don't think it's a curse of exhaustion though. There's going to be a second pet join, another axe toss coming around the corner, and Kainu's limited on what he can do. May have to turtle shell this one, especially with the turn up and running. Definitely needs to pop a defensive for this one. Big demon doggers with a demon bolt flying in. This is where you need to pop a turtle and escape out of there as soon as possible. It's all brought up by Naze. Going to be Slazerit. Wait, Slazerit? Oh my god, it's going to be Naze actually getting super low for a second. Does get out of there. Or was it the pet that got low? I swear to god it saw someone's health bar low. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Maybe I'm just seeing blood and water here, man. Slazerit, I guess Slay. I'm gonna call him Slay. Gonna be going for that quick fracture onto Naze, leaping on top of his pet, stunning him, shocking them up with a quick interrupt on Naze. Demon Bolt cast as he's trying to see if he can peel him for himself with a stun with a fear to follow. Trying to keep the Demon Hunter at bay. Is gonna try to see if he can break through the flesh cup without breaking the fear. Quick imprison as the Mordecai was already mid-air. Slay does end up eating it. Is looking for a little bit of line of sight. Looks like he may be out of mobility. Naze doesn't have a lot of health to work with, but he's limited on the crowd control. No longer can stun Slay for a while. Stun, fear, Mordecai all have been used up. That's going to be the Demon Hunter. Try to see if he can slice through Naze's defensives as a wall is going to keep him healthy. Quick fear is not going to be DR'd at all. That's going to give Naze an opportunity to at least build up a bit of damage. Is his main pet dead? No, he's still on top of Slay. Does get a stun on him. With a Soul Rot right after, if you can maybe go for a drain, could potentially recover a little bit of health. Does get the elbows down. The pets are tearing apart the Demon Hunter, trying to go for a stone on the Warlock. Looks like the pets maybe get him low. That's going to be interrupted on a fear, but the pets may just have him Demon Bolts flying in. Just needs to overcast the Naze does end up taking him out. Oh my goodness, with Sashiro charging out next, just rushing this man. Mordecai meets him as he is already on the approach, already mid-air. A quick reflect fear onto Naze as he gets stunned up. The pets disappear. Actually, the pets just back off. The pets are just as feared as the Warlock. They're mimicking his emotion. Gonna be Sejiro getting a quick interrupt onto Naze. He's trying to summon a full-blown tyrant. That's gonna be Sejiro hoping to maybe whittle down Naze. Got a fear on him. Could potentially break out of with his Berserker Rage unless he's already used it. Tyrant joining in. Fear onto the Tyrant on this pets. Naze does get to break away for just a second, but that port doesn't take it far enough. That's gonna be reflected by Sejiro as he just savages the boy. With Christina gonna be up next. Necrolord Feral charging and trying to get the bleeds of Sejiro. Sejiro with a big old wreck, but cannot get out of that route. I don't think it's a real wreck though. Is it? Or is it proc? I can't tell. Sometimes with words I just cannot tell. But looks like Sajura has to go for a bit of a leap around the corner. Try to see if maybe he can catch Christina. Trying to whirlwind him out. Looks like it's not going to happen. Trying to get himself a sippy cup with the Kyrian. So we know that right now Sajura is playing the spear. If he can just spear Christina in place, there's nothing Christina can do to get out of it. If we can just put him in place, pin him in place, go for a full wreck, that could potentially be an opportunity. Feral charging out with a full berserk. That's where Sajura's going to pop it defensive, try to see if he can fight through the blaze. He can potentially give himself big damage with Christina. This could be good for him as well. It's going to be rude. Breaking out immediately, trying to remove the blaze. Does remove all the blaze potentially. Spear does put Christina in place. It's going to blaze him out of it. Christina can't do nothing. Try to see if he can get a cyclone. Going to be a quick interrupt. Christina can go for a flash cut if they want to. Probably should be going for it unless they've already used it. That's going to be Kevin Slime Shield. Try to give him a little bit of that survivability. Little Barsk it up with Christina. Sajura does get himself procs off his seer set. And that's giving him full-blown Rex, the Reckless Abandon version. It's actually did get nerfed the Raging Blows from it, the Crushing Blow version, the one that charges to the target and slams on him. Did get nerfed kind of recently-ish, but it hasn't stopped Fury Warriors from dominating the PvP scene altogether. Christina locking him down to main for a second, trying to build up some call points with a Feral Frenzy, while Tiger's Fury empowers all those beasts, but kind of just lets those dots rot down Sajura. The Warrior is not procrastinating, trying to see if he can leap around the corner, get a charge onto the Feral. Does go for a slow, but just cannot catch up. The slows and the bleeds are just too much. The Moonfire builder for Christina is a bit of BM. Sajura is staring. And potentially the eyes right in front of him could go pick him up as the Feral goes on the stealth. Looks like the Feral staying mounted up. Sajura trying to get himself a little bit of heal. Whirlwind maybe get the Feral out. Looks like the Warrior able to. Was successful at it. Maim locking the Warrior down for a second. It looks like this is where Christina's going to play the long game. Root him in place. Leave him bleeding. Let him bleed out for a little bit. Whittle him away for a moment. Weather away this Warrior. As Sajura is limited on what he can do healing wise. He needs to have a target. So he can stay healthy. He needs to thirst blood from the enemy. He needs to just be raveling in combat in order to recover health fully. Maim by Christina. Full Feral Frenzy onto the Warrior. Does get a trap onto root onto Christina. Blaze Storm. It's going to be able to keep him out of that cyclone. And that's going to be a Warrior just savaging right through Christina. Trying to see if he can break their defenses with a reflect in case there's a root to follow. Trying to see if he can just keep himself out of the root as best as possible. Going to be a root as Christina just held on to it for as long as they could. But Sajura is kind of limited on what he can really do offensively and defensively. Can go for a rallying cry, trying to keep Christina in combat as best possible. Leaps at a charge around the corner, at least keeping him healthy. And as long as Sajura has a target, he can get a lot of healing. There goes a massive heal with an impending victory. Quick Mamo to Sajura, locked down for a second. The Feral trying to keep the dots and the bleeds rolling as best as possible. Sajura trying to keep himself alive here. Does to reflect in case there's another root waiting for him. And at least has the Kevin Slime to at least get some healing from. There goes the Brawn charging in, trying to provide some support, but Christina's going to be in stealth. Unless Sajura maybe randomly leaps on top of the Feral. There's no way for him to find it. Trying to see if he can waddle back into him maybe for another set of first aid. Going to be more bleeds out for Christina. Sajura does catch up a little bit of healing. 8 minutes into the duel. The healing is going to be reduced with all the dampening. Spear into Christina isn't going anywhere. He just speeded this Warrior face to face. Placing him out of the Warrior. Trying to see maybe he can get himself a procs. Christina in the bear for him while Barskin is up. Trying to get himself as much of heal as possible. Quick war. Sajura breaks out of Berserker Rage immediately. Needs to get himself whatever healing as possible. Christina trying to separate from the Warrior. Not to give him a target. And the Warrior does die out to the bleeds. And that's going to be Gloosh immediately interrupting the flesh cup recovery by Christina. Kidney Shot is going to punish him with that Resonator. Going to be Frenzy Regen as the emergency heal comes out for Christina. Does Gloosh have enough damage to break through the thick bear high? He is able to for a second, but I think a Warlock Hellstorm may have kept him alive. Christina just cannot keep fighting this Rogue's momentary burst. There's nothing they can do with Cage. Is going to be up next. Try to see if he may be able to swing around as an Owl Rogue. Quick stab at a Gloosh. Does get the opener. Immediate disarm as Gloosh does try to be proactive around Cages. Cages is building comp points from the Shadow Strikes. Wait, Gloosh is going to Shadow Strike from so far away from just applied Slice and Dice. What is that? Get a shot into Cagex, locking him down twice, 3 times. Cagex with the feint for a second, trying to see if he can catch up to Gloosh. Can he do it? Blade Flare in case. Gloosh was next to him. Gonna be first aid. Sap immediately by Gloosh. Cagex should have a human racial. Gloosh has a trinket. Cagex has a human racial. Blinds are available for both of the rogues, and bursts available for both of them. Cagex dead just burning a drone rush. Is he gonna do anything? Oh, cheap shots did not chain. Gloosh wasn't able to chain the cheap shots properly. Cheap shot again to Gloosh. Get a shot reversal. Just go for Kyrian. This is where Cagex needs to recover as much health as possible. Try to see if he can maximize his damage and output overall. Evasion so he can be maybe immune from damage from Gloosh. It's gonna be a blind as Gloosh does trip up. His his offensive, his CC really earning. Kajix does deny Gloosh any kind of resets though. Pistol shot him. Can he just take him out? Pistol shot's gonna be vanished for Gloosh. Trying to get a cheap shot at Kajix. Does he have a human racial? Does have a human racial. Balana to Gloosh. Could trinket if in case he needs to. Kajix probably has comp points. It's gonna have a kid shot. Trinket for Gloosh. Trying to see if he can get away from Kajix. Gonna be a cloak shot for Gloosh. Just trying to see if he can waddle out of there. And Kajix is gonna get himself a vanish reset. Both of the rogues find stealth, and it's going to be really down to the wire. 30% hit, but Gloosh trying to see if he can fight Kajix. He's feeling confident right now. Kajix trying to go for a bit of first aid just to recover a little bit of health. Definitely needs to make sure to chain those sabs. Is able to maintain sabs. Does he have the calm points? Does have a shadow strike. Getting a shot onto Kajix. Has himself a resolve. Maybe that'll be enough. It's going to be cheat death for a second. Is it enough though? Oh, the grenade still exposed next to him. That cheat death was an interesting play. I don't know if Gloosh expected a cheat death. I don't know if he expected it, but that grenade was enough to finish him. And Billy gonna be the last one left over for the team too. Trying to see if he can beat Gloosh. Trying to see if he can potentially overcome this rogue threat. Maybe he'll be able to. Who knows? As Gloosh swinging around the right hand side of the arena. 11 minutes into the duel. 36% dampener, boys. And Billy's trying to find himself a little bit of an opener. Does give himself IC, and the rogue gonna be metamorphosis. The rogue goes for a shadow step. Can he deny the rogue stealth? Trying to see if he can charge to him. Kid shot is ready for the rogue. Another shadow step. Just trying to wait out the metamorphosis. I think he's just gonna wait meta. Just gonna catch himself a proper reset. Has himself marked for death. I don't know if he used it into slicing dice or anything. He may have. It looks like he did now. Looks like he was throwing out a couple. So he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna slice this now. Sometimes when you set him a mark for death, you start losing calm points. But when you start doing that, you just want to invest him to something. It's better than not investing him to anything. As Gloosh got himself dance available, shadow blades, cheap shot into Billy. As he's a trinket on him, he's just gonna go for a reset. Not gonna fight him. He has a blind in case he needs to. He can just reset versus Billy and go again. He has another set of shadow dance. Maybe shadow blades later with a proc. Billy tried to see proactive. Maybe potential. Oh no, I was gonna say maybe picking up the eye, but that's not exactly what he's going for. Could potentially pick up the eye to find rogue. He is a night phase, so he does have some big burst, but he doesn't have a trick anymore. This is up to Gloosh right now. Can you do it? Get a shot. Try to get a goal versus Billy. Kyrian burst is up and running. Billy taking a lot of damage. Cheap shot as long as it's perfect. Does get a blur in between. That's going to give him, almost gave him a little bit of opportunity to survive. That blur going to give him the defensive he needed, but Gloosh just continued trucking on the damage into the Demon Hunter. Summon so broken, legit boosted by players. Yo, sub rogues are really, really good. Not gonna lie. They are incredibly, incredibly good. All right, boys. Let's get another up and running, yeah? Another duel up and running.